Hello everybody, it's Father Rich with another video. Earlier in the week I watched Gray 1951 Media Channel. I watched a video of his. I think it was the top 25 1970s movies. I'm going to do 20. But I guess he did it in response to a guy, Tim Talks Talkies. Now I don't really watch many movie channels. Gray 1951 is probably the only one I'm subscribed to be honest. And but this Tim Talkies guy, he wants people to do their top 15, and then let him know, and the one that is your number one is going to get 15 points. The one that's number 15 is going to get 1 point. And he's going to calculate all the entries, and then he's going to have a live stream announcing the movie community's top 15 1970s movies. And I'm going to enter it, even though I'm a record guy. Okay, number 20. The number 20 best movie for the 1970s is Bad News Bears with Walter Matthau and Tatum O'Neal. They're a ragtag team, bunch of misfits. And they grow as a team. He grows as a coach of this baseball team. And it's pretty crude, but it's fantastic. I think I relate to this because I used to coach girls softball. And even to this day, when I run into one of those girls, they'll refer to me as coach. Hey, coach. And they tell me how much fun they had. And, we had fun. We didn't go too overboard. Okay, 1974. And that one came out in 76. This came out in 1974. It's Andy Warhol presents Blood of Dracula, a film by Paul Morrissey. This is a fantastic movie. I guess it's a B movie. Dracula, the twist on this one, he has to have virgin blood or else he gets violently ill. But yeah, this is a pretty kinky too. Number 18, movie that came out in 1975 is Stanley Kubrick's Barry Lyndon. Now this movie, I believe they developed some special lenses for the cameras. The depth of field is just something you've never seen before. It's a beautifully shot. The issue with this is the last part of the movie, it kind of, I don't know. I enjoy the beginning part, the first part. And then when he gets in with the nobility, it kind of tails off for me. But there's a lot of feuds back in them days, Number 17. American Graffiti, a coming-of-age movie. This movie, it takes place in a one day and night. It's like I don't even know if it's a 24-hour period of time. And it's the last day of summer before they either go to college or whatever. After they graduated high school and that summer after, it's the last day of that. A lot of people made their movie debuts in this. And yeah, it's a fantastic, funny movie. I think most people know it. Number 16, this is one I haven't watched in a while. I need to watch it again. Maybe tonight. Manhattan by Woody Allen. This is Woody Allen's first film that he did in black and white. It's kind of a struggles of a couple or relationships in an urban environment. And it's really good, man. Woody Allen has, I think he's a 42-year-old guy. He has like a 17-year-old girlfriend, but he doesn't really love her, And he meets Diane Keaton and he falls head over heels for her. But yeah, it's a good movie, man. Number 15 is another comedy that came out in 1975, and it's Monty Python in Search of the Holy Grail and the Holy Grail. Just a whacked out movie. It's the scene where the guy gets his arms and legs chopped off. Oh my God, it's hilarious. It doesn't sound like it'd be funny, but it's hilarious. Number 14 is a movie that came out in 1973, and it's Andy Warhol presents Flesh for Frankenstein. Now this was a 3D movie. It's a takeoff on the Frankenstein thing, and they get the idea of, we'll get the brain of a guy that goes to a brothel, and these two guys go to this brothel. One is like a real horn dog, and the other guy's real shy and timid, and they end up getting the brain of the real timid guy. What's funny about this one and the Dracula one, you got this guy here, Joe Dallazandaro, or however you say his name. It's like a guy from Jersey, in these films, and everybody else is like European, and he's like talks with this Jersey accent. He's the guy that's on the cover of the first Smiths album. But yeah, this is fun. Fun time. And a little bit kinky. Number 13. The movie came out in 1971, and it's Dirty Harry. I'm going to show I got the box set of this. I actually like Magnum Force better, but we're going to just go with Dirty Harry to make things simple. It introduced Harry Callahan, I think it is. There's 5 of them, 5 movies, and just a really good series. Number 12 is another comedy. Came out in 1974, and this is one of the movies that I actually saw probably more than any other movie, and it's Blazing Saddles. Back in the 70s, when a movie was doing good, it would play at a theater for months. And my girlfriend at the time worked at the Nile Theater, and I would get in for free, to visit her, and I'd go in and watch the movie. Yeah, I saw this probably more than any other movie in my life. But yeah, it's funny. Got a great cast. You got this black guy they're gonna bring in as the sheriff, and it's just funny. My number 11. And this movie came out in 1976, I believe. I think it's 76. Well, whatever. It's Taxi Driver. This is Jodie Foster's in this movie. Just a really gritty movie in New York. Different side of New York than Woody Allen's Manhattan. And yeah, Robert De Niro is a pretty psycho in this. Number 10, another comedy, came out in 1979, and it's Life of Brian. This movie, man, I think it's great. Brian is a little baby that was born next door to Jesus, and yeah, it's funny. It starts out a lot stronger than it ends, but yeah, it's one of my favorite comedies of all time. Number 9. Got Annie Hall, another Woody Allen movie. I think this one won multiple Academy Awards, and I think it won for Best Picture. But that really doesn't mean much to me, It's just a fantastic movie about the relationship between these two, and it's got some funny scenes, and it's typical Woody Allen, just mumbling away. Number 8 is a fantastic movie, and it came out in 1972, and it's Deliverance. These guys decide they're going to canoe down this river before they dam it up, and the river's going to be gone. I guess, through the Appalachian Mountains. And yeah, it's pretty harrowing. Pretty, very good movie, man. Probably my favorite Burt Reynolds movie. Number 7, a movie that came out in 1973. And this movie was like no other before it, and it's The Exorcist. I went to go see this movie when it came out at the Nile Theater. Had to wait in line, the lines around the block. And it played there for a while. And I went with my cousin. My cousin, I don't know, he couldn't handle it. He got up and went into the lobby. I mean, there were people fainting, and I saw people like carrying people out. When I was at the snack bar after the movie, the lady in front of me fainted, and I caught her, and man, it was heavy. Dead weight is heavy. But yeah, this movie, this is the only time I watched a movie, and when I got home, I turned the kitchen light on. Then I went to the living room, turned the living room light on. And then I went to my bedroom and turned my bedroom light on. And then I went back, turned the kitchen light off, turned the living room light off, and then, usually I would just walk through the dark into my bedroom, but not after watching this, man. Holy mackerel. Number 6, movie that came out in 1974. It's The Godfather Part 2. Very long, sprawling movie. One of the best sequels ever, I would say. Some say it's better than the first. But yeah, it's Al Pacino in this is magnificent. My number 5, another comedy that came out in 1974, Young Frankenstein. This may be my favorite comedy of all time. It's like a takeoff on the Frankenstein. No, it's Frankenstein, I think. Is that what he says? Marty Feldman in this is fantastic. And he's like the Igor with the hump. Then the next scene, the hump's on this side. It's hilarious. Number 4, movie came out in 1975. It's Jack Nicholson and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's a great drama, but it's funny. It's one of the funniest movies also. And it's just great characters in this. You don't see movies with this many great characters or, written. I mean, I guess the writers went on strike recently, and I don't know if they should have done that. I think that might bite them in the ass because they're really not doing that great of a job, in my opinion. Number 3, movie came out in 1972, and it's the original Godfather with Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando was my favorite actor back then, and he's still one of my favorite actors. But yeah, just a fantastic. The studio was very unsure about this. I mean, you got Marlon Brando with cotton in his mouth, can't even understand what he's talking about, and it's a very long, drawn-out movie, but just fantastic. And number 2, another movie that came out in 1974, is Chinatown with Jack Nicholson. This is a film noir movie, kind of a harken back to those days. But yeah, it's just a fantastic movie, man. One of the best written movies ever with Jack Nicholson and Faye Dunaway. And my number 1 movie from the 1970s is Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange. I've watched this numerous times. In fact, the first time I saw this at the theater, I went back. I went with my cousin Mark. And the next week I went back by myself. Because, I don't know, man, it was just like, now what did I just see? I don't know if I comprehended it all. And then after watching it the second time, it kind of made more sense. But yeah, it's a futuristic world of Gangs Gone Wild. And, yeah, just a crazy movie, man. Well, that's my top 20 movies for the 1970s. Take care, everybody. I'm going to leave a link to those two film guys. I'm an animal.